The best way to learn accounting is just learn accounting. So here in 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the basics of what we're going to do this semester. What equals who? That may not sound familiar, but that's basically what we do in accounting. In the world, we don't have what, we have stuff. The world is filled with stuff. So stuff equals who? Accountants have a special word for stuff because they like to have special words for everything. So their special word for stuff is assets. Assets equal who? Well, that's interesting. Who are these who? And the assets equals who has claim to those assets. And there's really two different types of claims. So we have assets equals other people's claims, other people's claims, and my claims. That's interesting. So we're basically looking at the same thing two different ways. We're taking a look at assets and who has claim to those assets. Now we have a special word for other people's claims. Those are called liabilities. And my claims. So assets equal liabilities plus my claims. And there's a special word for claims, basically my equity. Equity are claims. So here's what we have in accounting. We have assets equals liabilities, if I could spell that, plus my equity. It's very much like your hand. In your hand, let's do your hand here, you have fingerprints. And if we turn your hand around, let's see if we can do that here, you have fingernails. Now, fingerprints really don't equal fingernails, but if I have 5 fingerprints, I'm going to have 5 fingernails. And imagine if I were to have 5 marbles, and I tell you I have 5 marbles, and I'd say some are red and some are blue. So if I were to pull those out of a bag, I'm going to have, if I had 2 red marbles, I'm going to have 3 blue marbles. And that's going to equal my 5 marbles that I had in the bag. So when we take a look at this equation, it's really not an equation, it's an equivalency. And it really says that we have assets and we look at them a different way. We have liabilities and equity. And we're going to take a look at that more. But this is basically, if you've taken this course before, you remember looking at this thing called the accounting equation. And it probably never ever made sense. But in this way, you can imagine it's just two ways of looking at the same thing. I have fingerprints, 5 fingerprints. I have 5 fingernails. I have so many dollars in assets, and some of those are claimed, or people have claims against me, and the rest is my equity.